Jorginho, welcome to The Athletic, man. So good to have you. I know this is taken a while. Your schedule is manic at this moment in time.
Yeah. Hello, and thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And this period is crazy. The schedule is ridiculous.
Should we just get into the football first, and then we'll weave in through wherever this interview or conversation goes? Because I know you've got so much to talk about, and vice versa, so much to ask you. Let's actually start, right? Let's start with Arsenal. Look, really good position, top of the league as we're recording this right now. 4 points from Manchester City. What's life like behind the scenes? Everyone calm? Everyone ticking well?
Yeah, everyone really excited about the moment. It's a good moment. It's where we want to be, and but everyone really focused at the same time because we know we have a lot to do still, and it's a long way to go.
Is it a different feeling though? I mean, I guess you came into the back end of Arsenal's run last season. Do you feel a different energy in the club this time around compared to last season?
It's quite similar, to be fair. Since I joined, the energy there is really positive and really high energy. And I think it's pretty the same, to be honest. Everyone really happy to be there and really excited for working together. So everyone seems really happy. And that's key for me.
Yeah, for sure. What do the lads call you? Jorginho? Georgie? What's the chat?
Yeah, you have everything. You have George, you have Jorginho, you have Papai.
Who calls you Papai?
No, because it's like a joke that we say in Portuguese. Yeah. Like it's like a bro, you know. If you translate, it means daddy. But saying to a friend like this, like, bro, hey,
Papai. Yeah. All right, I'll call you Papai. What's going on? What's going on? Look, you've changed as a player in so many different ways, and I think I met you a while ago, and we were talking about why you think Arsenal brought you to the club. Why do you think Mikel Arteta thought, Jorginho, I like this guy. Why am I bringing him to Arsenal? What do you think you're offering?
Maybe that's a question for him. I don't know, but he tried to sign me a few times, and we had this conversation. Then he was like, "Okay, this is gonna be the last time that I try." But I think he relies on my qualities, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. Because all I want and all I try to do is help all my teammates, everyone at the club, and help the staff, bringing my experience, my mentality of wanting to win all the time. And I think he brought me in hoping that I could add with all this stuff.
But I guess your role in Arsenal is slightly different to maybe Chelsea or when you were in Napoli. Are you happy with where you are right now? It's a different kind of arrangement at Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. And I'm happy because if I wouldn't be happy, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So I am happy, and it's a little bit different maybe from Napoli because I was way younger back then, and but here in Arsenal is quite similar from where I was in Chelsea. It's all about helping, achieving, and growing the team together, you know. And that's the main target, I think.
Look, you're not getting any younger like many of us. Goodness me, I wake up in the morning now and everything's aching, bro.
Don't remind me that.
What do you do to stay in shape? Because you've got these young players around you. Yeah, you still need to stay up there.
Yeah. It's not easy. It requires a lot of good mentality because. You need to eat well, rest well, and push yourself all the time to the limit. When you have a little bit more experience, you can manage something here and there, but you can't drop the level, so you need to push a lot. And the boys, they make me push a lot, which I like, to be honest, but it's hard work.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it.
I can imagine. I want to talk about Kai Havertz because you played with him at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And much like yourself, and I want to come back to this in a little second, he's one of those players people struggle to understand. But he's very good when he's playing. You can see Champions League final. I saw you when Kai scored. You dropped to your knees because you won the Champions League. He allowed that to happen. But a little misunderstood at Arsenal. What is he like to play with?
For me, he's an unbelievable player, to be honest. As a guy, no words. It's so good. Like, such a nice guy. I love Kai. And he became a friend. And I always want the best for him. As a player, he has these qualities, his intelligence. It's funny because you look at him and you think he's not fast, and he's fast. And then you think he's not strong because maybe he looks skinny, but then he goes to the challenge and he's strong. So maybe it takes a little while for people to understand his qualities and what he brings to the team, but how much effort he put in and how much hard work he put in. And his qualities just come out all of a sudden when his confidence is high as everyone else. But his intelligence, his technique, his finishing, when he finished, I swear to you, it looks like he just like put it there, like he doesn't care, and then the ball goes to the corner, and I'm like, how do you do that? So he's such a huge player, like huge. I'm telling you, this guy is so good, and I hope that everyone can appreciate it.
Do you think there's certain players that footballers see the qualities and maybe the fans don't? You play football every day, yeah? And when you see a quality, you're like, yo, this guy's decent. Sometimes as fans in the game, you're like, come on, man, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. Is he one of those players that if you love football, you like Kai Havertz?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. If you know football, it's not possible that you don't like Kai. It's impossible. And I know what you mean because that happened to me a lot. But when you play beside him, it's just different. You know, and you see straight away his qualities and what he can offer you. You just look at him and you understand what he wants, what he expects from you, where he expects the ball. The way he put his body in certain position, he knows what he wants next. So he makes things easier for who's beside him.
Yeah, let's bring this back to you because I love what you said there. You've been in the same position where people don't understand you. I can't remember what I was reading a while ago, and you said every team I go to, I feel like I'm misunderstood, or it takes them a while to understand what I have to give. From Napoli, I remember when Saudi brought you back in, but you were on loan to Verona. People didn't really understand what you were doing. Chelsea, maybe he's a bit too slow. Arsenal, same conversations. How do you deal with that mentally, man?
Yeah, I learned to use that as a motivation, because you have two ways. Or you go down, and you get the criticism and it takes you down, or you take that and you transform in motivation to prove them wrong. And that's what I always did since Verona, to be honest. I was really young and the fans, they didn't want me to play because I was too young, I wasn't ready yet and all this stuff. And then that wasn't true because I started playing. We went from the Serie B to Serie A, and then the Serie A in the first 6 months I scored 7 goals, and then I was sold to Napoli. I got to Napoli, same story. Not sure. And then we made history with the way we played football with that team. And then I went to Chelsea. And again, yeah, he's too slow, his physicality. I've been hearing that like my whole career, to be honest, about my physicality and my pace. And that's not my strength. I know that. That's why I don't rely on that. And I got here and I achieved so much because of my strength. That's honestly, I think my brain, and I anticipate things, I can see things in a different way. And the way I try to play is just about helping the team. My main target is not me, nutmeg or, skills and stuff like that, dribbling. That's not my strength. That's not how I got here, and that's not what all the coach saw me. You know, my quality is to make things easier for the whole team, for the team to play better, to keep the team compact, and to make things happen in a way that it looks easy, but maybe it's not that easy, you know? So I think that could be my biggest quality.
Can I share a stat with you? We've got our stat guy to do a lot of work. Only Rodri has a higher ball retention rate under pressure in the Premier League last season than you. That's pretty amazing.
There you go. Maybe I'm not that wrong then.
But it's back to what we were talking about. Does it? I guess it's part of our industry as well. Does it annoy you that people are making perceptions of your game that you don't really feel like they understand football? Because if you're looking at those stats and you're looking at what you've achieved, they're still saying, "Oh, he's too slow. Oh, he doesn't do this." I mean, how does it worry you that that's the way the industry goes? Because there's a lot of people who have opinions about who you are as a human.
Yeah, but that doesn't affect me as a human being because I know who I am and what I do. And people who are close to me know who I am. And that's it for me. That's enough, you know. I know I can make everyone like me. That's not possible. That's not possible in life. But as an opinion from people from who works in football or from who doesn't just fans, everyone has an opinion, right? And I don't let that affect me. Sometimes it makes me laugh actually, because I've heard in my first season in Chelsea there was this thing. Yes, 2,000 passes and no one asked in the statistics, but after go on YouTube and put that season, and you can see how many created chance there was someone in front of the keeper and they didn't score, and then they didn't get the assist, you know. But that's why it didn't affect me. It doesn't affect me because I know what I'm doing, and I criticize myself a lot when I think I didn't do something right. So that's why I watch every single game I play. I watched again, you know, to analyze what.
Are you that guy that has to watch himself to understand what you've done wrong or what you've done better?
Not just myself, the whole team, you know, because I want to help everyone and I want to help the team. So I watch the game to see if I saw something that it could be an advice for someone or first for myself. You know what I mean? And yeah, that season was about 0 assists in 2,000 passes. But please do it after.
I will do. Don't worry. I got you. I'm going to check. I can't do it now because I've only got you for a short time. But I'm definitely going to do it.
And then people say, "Oh, stop, pass backwards." But they don't understand that sometimes for me to get there, I need to do this pass first because I know that this will bring pressure here to create that space there.
It's like playing chess, man. Yeah. You have to either one move ahead of your opponents.
That's close, and okay, I can force there, but if I pass here, I get there, and it's easier for him without pressure. That's just an example.
Okay. Well, let's move on to something that's finally happened this season for you. A goal against Lens. Let's get into it, bro. And I want to talk.
So you don't give me the goal against Villa? Okay.
But this is what I was going to ask you.
Thank you.
No. Look, I wanted to give you the goal against Villa.
Me too.
What a banger! But it came off. It kind of came off the back.
I don't care. I never had a shot like that.
So you take that goal.
Oh, that's
so
mine.
It's 2 goals now for us.
Yes, 2.
Because
he doesn't agree, I don't care.
Bro, I was looking at the stats and they're like, he scored his first goal. I was like, well, the one against Villa is technically your goal.
They didn't give me. But in my head, it's mine.
Well, tell me then. Okay, maybe you had the Villa one in your head.
Yeah, maybe.
But also, the penalty against Lens was a fantastic result for Arsenal anyway.
Yeah.
Arsenal looked like they were in full control of that match. But must make you feel good to get off a clean score, clean goal for Arsenal.
Yeah, it was really special because my mom was there as well.
Oh man,
my mom and my sister.
That's
so
nice.
that was even more special, to be honest. I was really happy when I saw the opportunity, especially because I just missed one for Italy.
Yeah, we'll go into that in a second.
Thank you. So having the opportunity to go there, to stand and score straight after that happened, it felt good.
But also, if you just missed the penalties, not many players that want to take another penalty, I'll be honest. Like, that's the real thing. But also, Arsenal have kind of shared the penalties around this season. Is that just you mentally? Like, I don't know, it's not the first penalty you've missed. I know you've had situations in the past where you've missed penalties at pivotal times as well. What makes you want to get up and take another one in really pressured situations, I should say?
Because I believe in myself. I believe in myself, and I believe that I can help the team. That's no like a selfish situation that, oh no, I want to prove that I'm good enough. No, I don't need to prove anybody to anyone, to be honest. Not now.
Yeah.
And I just believe that I can help the team scoring the goal. And then if it's a goal from the coach, that who's going to take is, I don't know, this guy. I just want this guy to score, you know. And if it's in a situation that somebody else is feeling better in that moment, in that situation, I'm the first one that is not going to cause any problem. You know, the main, as I said before, the main target is always the team. You have to put the team first and then yourself.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that was most obvious about that penalty was you didn't do the hop. This is what everyone talks about. I remember when you came to England, everyone was like, what is this unusual technique? You didn't miss a penalty from May 2019 to September 2020. One of the highest penalty streaks, I think 11 across all attempts or something along those lines.
I mean, think it's even more.
Even more,
sure.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the number now, but I think.
But you know it's more. But I mean, that's a really long streak of penalties, and it was very successful for you.
Yeah.
Why have you switched it a little bit?
I think in time now, the goalkeepers, they are studying more and more and more, you know, and I think taking a penalty is getting harder and harder.
Interesting.
And it will get harder and harder in time. The game is changing, you know, and the goalkeepers, they are getting better and better and faster, and taking a penalty is going to be not so easy anymore, because everyone always thought, oh, penalties are goal, you know, penalty, 0-0, okay, no, 1-0,
easy, yeah.
It's not like that at all, and it's gonna become even harder. So at some point I felt that, okay, I need another option, because having only one option, it's not an easy option for the keepers to save it. But they're going to study and train and prepare themselves just for that option. So having another option, it can become a little bit more complicated.
Keep them guessing a little bit.
What he's going to do now.
Yeah.
Is he's going to do the hop, or he's going to go straight, you know? So having more options in the pocket, it's a good thing.
Do you think that was what Jordan Pickford thought about when you took that penalty in the Euros final? He studied that hop.
Oh, for sure.
He knew where you were going.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
And then I took another one against him.
Yeah.
And then I didn't do it. And he was like, oh, I was waiting for that, you know? So that's why having another option in the pocket is a good thing.
Well, also, you know, that was a pivotal moment for your Arsenal teammate Bukayo Saka. I know he missed a penalty. And we talk about mentality. He's not shy of taking a penalty as well. You see that same characteristic inside of him?
Yeah, I think so. And why should he? He's so good taking, you know, and he's such a big player with a big personality. Why would he hide himself from penalty when he can help the team? You know, I don't think he shouldn't. Even if he miss another one, he's so good at it. He just need to go for the next one. It's no problem. Who doesn't make a mistake? You know?
Well, fans don't like people. Fans don't want their favorite players to make mistakes. It's such a strange concept, isn't it?
Yeah, but it happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are human beings.
I know. But this is one of the things I've been really interested in talking about, when obviously we're journalists, but we're talking to human beings. And I think we talk about stats, we talk about goals, we talk about assists, we talk about positioning. We don't talk about you're a human, man. Like, how can you operate 100% every single game? I know you want to, but your body.
We try to. And not just your body, but your brain. Sometimes you are more tired here than your actual legs, and you just need to switch and go again. We just played yesterday. I'm here today, and tomorrow we are going to the hotel again. It's ridiculous busy. You can't train that much physically because we struggle. It's like game. And then your brain is constantly going 100 miles an hour.
How do you rest, man?
Yeah, it's hard.
To switch off?
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But we can't complain as well because it's what we love to do. We just need to be ready for that. If you don't want this, leave the game, or go play like in another level. But I think everyone who is at this level, when was a kid, was dreaming to be here. So now, yes, it's not easy, but it's what we wanted.
But my thing is as well, though, it is what you want, but the body can only push you so far. Now you've got the Nations League. Now you've got, if you're lucky to be a top player like yourself, you're playing Champions League, you're playing FA Cup, you're playing Premier League. I mean,
it's a lot.
It's a lot on the body. And we look at so many young players now. I mean, is it different when you started? More football, more minutes?
I think
if you're at the top level?
I think so. When I was young, I wasn't at this level. So I used to play Sunday. And when I went to Napoli, started a little bit more, some games midweek. Then when I was at Chelsea, I was like, this is high level. This is what they said, like, okay, it's game. And it's hard. It's not easy. But it feels good. We love
you
what we
want to
do.
Play.
So you just need to be careful with yourself and learn about your own body until where you can push. And then injuries can happen at any time. I think a big part of it is your rest, your recovery. So you need to focus at this level even more on the recovery than the actual training.
Yeah.
Because the injuries, I believe that comes a lot from there when you didn't recover enough. So it's tricky.
Do you say that to the young players and say, look, bro, like you need to get in the ice bath, man. You need this. I mean, because I know you look after yourself really well, but when you're young, you think you can do everything.
Yeah. And you can at some point. Yeah. I miss my 20s. But I do. Sometimes I grab a fuel and let's go to the cryotherapy, because it's freezing. And they're like, oh, no. I was like, come on, let's go together. Or the ice bath or this or that. And yes, when I see someone that they don't really want to do, and I think maybe they need because they've been playing more and they need like recover quickly, and then I say something. I have no problem. It's for their benefit and for the team's benefit. So
no, when we were talking about the Euros, it was such a pivotal moment. The one that Italy lifted the cup. I mean, it was brilliant for Italy, not so much for England fans who've been dying for a cup since 1966. But it got me thinking. Look, I'm a Nigerian guy who grew up in England, right? I've got a British passport. I've got a Nigerian passport. Bukayo Saka, Nigerian heritage, but plays for England. You, Brazilian, plays for Italy. The abuse he got after that was insane. Not just him, Rashford, Sancho as well received a lot of that. And you were in that rare position as well where you're Brazilian and also you play for Italy. Now, you've received this kind of stuff before. I don't want to say, is it part of the game, but is it hard to say, I'm Italian only so long as I play well for Italy? You know, is that hard to take?
Yeah, to be fair, it's not easy. It's hard, it's harsh, and unfortunately, it does affect you, you know, because you give everything. You try your best. Sometimes your best is not enough, you know, and people forget that you are just human being. And the first one that hurts yourself, it's you, because you didn't want that. Or do you think, you know, you don't want that to happen? But then when it happens, you are the first one to stop yourself and be like, oh, why did you do that? Why you didn't do like another thing or whatever? And it doesn't feel good, unfortunately. I think football got this, let's say, at this point, that if a footballer makes a mistake, it feels like it's the end of the world. You know, everyone wants to kill you. Let's say if you make a mistake here, you make a mistake here, and that's it. And maybe your boss will be upset with you and you say something, you know, and nothing else. Nothing's gonna affect maybe your children, your family. But with us, it's different because it affects like a lot of people, not just us. So maybe my mom, my father, my sister who maybe is at the stadium, my kids when they go to school, and they think, oh, you're dead, blah, 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 blah. You know? Not even mentioning about social media.
Yeah, that's the one though, man. Because they can say anything.
Anything. And they can hide behind a screen, you know? But that doesn't affect just me, just the player. That affects, it can be like, that didn't happen to me, to be fair. But I know that happened to other players. Threats to their families, you know? Because of a football game. It's the game that everyone loves. So instead of being a joy, it could be a tragedy. So where is this going? You know what I mean?
I'm with you. It's interesting because I watched the Saka situation, and I guess when you're grown up in England from another nationality as well, a dual nationality, you always say like, "Where's home?" Like, when do they love me? Am I British? Or when they don't, am I Nigerian? I mean, where's home for you? Like mentally, how can you explain to people that you're both Brazilian and also proud to be Italian?
Yeah, it's really it's hard to explain because it's a feeling that somebody can say like, I don't know, like, or you're a liar, or oh no, you don't have a nationality, or you just say that you play for Italy, so you are Italian, but you don't feel it. But that's not true, because now I lived more in Europe than in Brazil.
Okay.
So I spent half of my life in both sides of the planet, you know? So yes, I feel Brazilian. I am Brazilian. And yes, I feel Italian, and I am Italian, because some things I'm more Brazilian, some things I'm more Italian, you know? And people are like, how is that even possible? I don't know how to explain to you.
You're a global citizen.
Yeah, but if like some situations, I'm like, I feel more in the Italian culture, and in other things, I feel more in Brazilian culture, you know? And I'm proud to be like this. I am proud to say that for some things I feel more Italian, for something I feel more Brazilian.
Do you think you play more like a Brazilian or an Italian?
That's a tricky one, because I have both as well. I swear to you. Like, tactically, I don't think I'm Brazilian.
Okay.
Speaking of football, like tactically, for me, it's Italy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I learned
because you've been there from the youth system to wherever.
Yeah. So tactically, I don't see anything about Brazil, and maybe technique, maybe Brazilian, maybe mentality, more Italian.
Interesting.
So
you're a bit of both.
Yeah.
What do you miss most about Brazil, man?
The weather.
Well, is that when you were in Napoli or was that when you were in England? Because England, good luck, man.
Yeah, I know. England. Napoli was good.
Yeah.
Napoli was really good. But apart from jokes, my family.
Yeah.
My family and my close friends, I miss them a lot. I try to bring them here as much as I can because to go there for me, it's really hard with the schedule. So now my mom and my sister here. My dad has been here a few months ago. And I have 2 friends coming now for Christmas as well.
Nice.
So I try to bring them here when I can, when they can come as well.
I like that. Let's look ahead to the Euros. I'm laughing because when you walked in the door, I was like, are you guys crazy? Group B, group of death, Spain, Albania, Croatia. People might say, oh, Albania, but there is no easy team.
No chance.
In a competition like this.
No chance.
But you've also got Spain, World Cup, European champions, Croatia, always there. Either at the final or the semi-final.
It's a nice group, huh?
Yeah, man. If anything's going to test your nerve as a player, wow, this is the one. How are you feeling?
I'm excited.
Are you really?
Yes, I am, to be honest.
I hear you.
Because at the end, you're going to have the opportunity to play huge games with big national teams. There's like a dream to play these kind of games, and having the opportunity to have that experience it's just unbelievable. It's beautiful, and for who loves football, it will enjoy. That's the most important thing. And yes, there is no easy games. There is no easy games at this moment.
And people want to beat Italy, That's come on.
That's for sure.
They've got all the targets on your back.
I know. We always have. So let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let's try and enjoy.
How do you manage it? Because we talked about how things have changed for you at Arsenal and from Chelsea, from Napoli, and it's a different kind of role for you. Even with the Italian team, there's a period where you played a lot and then some parts you didn't play so much, and now finally the last 2 games and now you've qualified, you're back under Spalletti, former Napoli. I mean, how do you mentally deal with that? You're just ready when they call you, or what?
You have to be. You have to be. If you want to be there, you have to be ready. You have to give performance to be called up, and that what happened to me. I wasn't playing that much with Arsenal, and the new coach didn't call me. As simple as that.
Okay.
And
that's football, right?
Yeah, that's football. And
but then you can say Calvin Phillips, maybe certain players for England don't play that much, but they get picked.
Well, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
I'm talking about me.
Nah, I hear you.
And that's the situation with the Italy, And my situation, I was like, oh, I want to get back there. So I need to keep working harder and harder for when I have my chance to play good football and be called again. That's all I did. I worked even harder to show that I'm still up for it.
There's something that keeps following you in our conversations is work hard. You've had this from a young age.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Even because, there will be some players at your age saying, you know what, I've got a couple of years left, 3 or 4 years left. Man, you just...
No, more than that, man.
Well, in the modern game, look, you could go up to 40.
He wants to retire me already.
No, I'm just like, bro, I'm just I think you could actually have a media career. I'm just telling you. I'm just warming you up for the future times. But, I mean, you still... That hunger has always been inside you. But do you see yourself as an underdog all the time?
Yes. I think that's a key point for you to keep pushing and to fly higher, because at the moment that you think you don't have anything to learn or you achieved and you don't have that hunger, your way is just down, and I feel so good that I want to keep going up and up the mountain, because I don't think I can just relax and don't be competitive and okay, whatever. That's not who I am, and that's not like what I've been taught, And yes, I will keep working hard and hard.
Love that. That's me. That's what we like to see. I guess it's hard work, but also I think for certain people, it dictates from where they come from, a culture in which they were brought up in, family, ideas and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good to hear that. I want to, because of this work ethic, Jorginho at Napoli, Jorginho at Chelsea, Jorginho at Arsenal, that midfield position you've played various positions, man. Where do you see yourself right now in your style of play for Arsenal? When they bring you on, what are they expecting from you?
They're expecting the same thing as I said before, to keep the team together, the compactness, and they expect me to do what I think I do best, makes things easier for who's around me, my teammates. And that can be with a pass, that can be communicating on the pitch, that can be telling someone to wake up, that can be don't worry, think about the next one. It can be in many ways. And that's my main rule, I think. And I try to do my best, to be honest.
That position, especially in the modern game, has become so important. Declan, 100+ million. I mean, that it was always attack.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at the defensive midfielders to hold that core, that single pivot, like you're the guy. How does that feel, like to be in that?
You know the importance of that rule, because actually that's the rule that connects everything, I think a defender, he can be amazing and like no one can dribble him and like wherever, goalkeeper can save a lot, striker can score many goals, but at the end, the midfield, that's why it's called the middle, right? It's what connects everything. So I think with time they start to understand the importance of that rule that connects the whole team. And it's becoming more and more important, I think.
How much intelligence do you think is needed for that position? Because the link between the attack and also the defense, right? So your game awareness has to be insane.
Yeah, it has to be really good, because sometimes when the ball is there, you need to be looking there. What's happening here, to call maybe in this situation the winger from the other side. The ball is here and you were like this. No, come in this way. And the game is going on here, So the ball is flying. And you need to look. The ball is there and you need to look here to call this guy maybe, So you need to be aware of so much what's going on. Our teammates, we have the ball here and we need to look around where the pressure is coming from, where we need to get out. What's the way to go forward, And that's why the intelligence is so important, and your vision, your perception of what's happening around is key.
I guess that then brings me on to Mikel Arteta, super detail.
Just a bit.
Well,
not much.
I'll start with this one. When you're about to come on as a substitute, for instance, how much can you take in from what he wants? Or is that the stuff that happens in the training ground or just before the game? There's a lot of information.
Yeah, it's a lot of information from him, but not in that moment. In that moment, there is no more information. It's just like 2 key informations that maybe happened on the pitch that he didn't plan in training, for example. And he was like, okay, this is happening and we need to do this and this.
Do you then have to come on and tell everybody else exactly what they need to be doing?
Yeah, maybe it's not even everybody else. Maybe it's just like 2 players, But all the details and all the information he give us training. So when we get there, he doesn't want us thinking and you know, processing all those informations. He wants us ready, free to play, and free to put our own stuff on the game as well.
Oh, interesting. So he allows you to have the personality, your own personality on the game.
Yeah, of course you have to, because at the end, football is talent as well.
Yeah, but sometimes people think someone like that is so meticulous, like Pep Guardiola. Maybe they taken the personality away from a player, but you actually say you got the tactics right, but still be yourself.
Yeah, of course. And what he tries to do is to create a strategy that can bring out the best of yourself.
Interesting.
So he can read the characteristics from the players he has, and the way he wants to play allows your best characteristics to come out. Example, when he wants me to play, he doesn't want me to go to compete the ball in the air. You know, he put a strategy that I'm gonna go for the second ball, for example. You know, example.
That's so fascinating, because as the fan, you're like, why is Jorginho not getting the first ball? It's actually planned that way.
Of course. Of course, everything happens is planned. Sometimes it doesn't work, but every single situation in a game, you can be sure that Mikel Arteta works on it.
Well, I think Martin Odegaard said, I think it was last season, he says, sometimes the manager says to us, this is how the game's going to be, and we get there and this is the way the game's going to be.
Yeah.
He's thinking that far ahead.
Yeah. I think he studies a lot, and that's how much he knows about the game. And that helps so much everyone, all the players, you know. Because when you have a coach that tells you, okay, this is going to happen, this is how we can get out of that situation, or that's how we can score, or that's how we're not going to score. And we go on the pitch and the situation is there. The same situation that you trained. So you know how to react to that situation, you know. And it just makes things easier.
Yeah, Declan Rice said there's so much information to take in sometimes. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but you've worked under different types of managers. How do you decipher how to absorb all their information, their tactics, and adapt it to your game as well?
Yeah. You need to be open, you know, for that. You need to be the type of person that you want to learn. So if you are open for that, you have things to learn from everybody. And that's what I always did. Always want to learn from each of them. And I learned from each of them what to do and what not to do sometimes.
but does Jorginho say, okay, thank you, Sari, I appreciate that. Now I have to repeat this over and over again so I can stay in my head? Like, what's your way of remembering what is needed from you? What's your style?
It's repetition, you know. I think repetition it's a lot. And thinking, it's one of those exercises that helps a lot. I think many people, when go to bed, let's say, you think about what happened and how you trained and what you want to do the next day. You know, the next game, okay, we're going to play tomorrow, what we trained, and you think of the repetitions that you did in the game, in the training, and what it did well and what you didn't do well. So what you need to change and what you need to try for the next day. And I think big part of it is visualizing.
Right. You're a visualizer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So in the night before the game, it's...
That's why you can't sleep.
That's a lot of images coming to this head. How I see the next game.
I love that. Right, I want to touch on something here, and we spoke about it earlier. You did say you've got quite a few years left in your legs, which is good.
Yeah.
But money and playing, you know, I mean, look, you're playing in the Premier League. You're a top flight footballer. Sort of at a point in your career where you're maybe thinking of all your other options. How far in advance do you start thinking, this is how I'm going to start spending my money? Like, this is how I'm going to start looking after myself?
Fortunately, in my situation, I always had someone helping me. And it's my sister. So it's somewhere that I trust.
It's like a family affair.
Yeah. My sister was always with me, and this thing is a little bit funny because when I was super young, my dad asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said footballer, and he said all the things that's like really hard in football, you know.
Yeah.
No, they gonna try take you down. They're gonna steal money from you. They're gonna say that you are not good enough. He made the game so bad. Like, he made the game look so bad. Then he asked me again, "What do you want to be?" I was like, "Footballer." I was super young. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And my sister she's 5 older than me. And he looked at her and he said, "Okay, you're going to start then because you need to help your brother. He needs to think just about football."
That far back?
That far back. It's crazy, huh?
Wow.
I swear, it's crazy.
But I guess what your dad said about people are going to take money from you, people are going to say bad things about you, it all happened to you. Like, this has all happened to you.
Yeah.
And we spoke about this before ages ago, and I was like, this story of you going to Verona and being on like 20 euros a month or something like that.
20 euros per week.
Per week.
Yeah.
I mean, you got, it's an English phrase, but you got fleeced.
I don't know what that means.
So basically, someone took lots of money from you and you didn't realize it. And this happened to you.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah. Basically, I went to Italy, and then I was living with this 20 euro per week. I was living in a monastery. We wouldn't see the priest, you know. That was the part for the priest.
It was a monastery.
Yeah. And then there was this other part with all this corridor with all bedrooms, like for students, for young players. And I used to live in there with 5 boys. We were 6 in a room, and we were treated so well. Actually, when I go to Verona, I try to go there.
Still connect to these people.
Yeah,
amazing.
I try to. And we had breakfast, lunch, dinner there, and this lady who would like clean our room, wash our clothes. And at that point, when I went there for the first time, I was 15.
So you left Brazil at 15?
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot.
Yeah, I was 15. And we used to live with 20 euro per week for 1.5 years. After 1.5 years, I found out the agent took money, you know.
Do you know how much? Can you say?
I don't want to say.
All right, fair enough. It's a lot.
Yeah, that situation,
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And I found out. I went crazy. For me, football was over in that moment. I want to go back home.
But you're miles away from home. This is your very first big shot, right?
Yeah.
You're in an academy.
But for me, it was over. I want to give up.
Really?
Yeah, like seriously. I called home crying, and I said, "This is enough for me. I missed so much. I missed out all my teenager age. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I miss home. And I'm living with 20 euro per week. I can't help my mom, my dad. So what am I doing here?"
Was that your dream as a footballer, to be able to help your mom and your dad?
Yeah.
Hopefully make some money and then send some back home?
Yeah, that was my target, let's say. And I called home crying. And fortunately, I had parents who said no to me. They said, "You are not coming back. You are too far now. You are so close." Because at that point, I was training with the first team. I was 17 and a half. And I was training with the first team. And they said, "No, you are too close. You cannot give up now." And I was like, "Please take me home. Please take me home." And they said, "No, you're not going home. You're not coming. You're not coming." So they convinced me to stay, fortunately. And then everything started changing. It changed the agent, started playing.
But how did you know the agent was taking the money? Was there anyone to say, "Hey, man, like,
because
how much are you earning, bro?" Because
no.
was it one of those conversations?
No, basically, it was I was 17 and a half, and I didn't have a pre-contract, nothing.
Is this unusual, or it just depends?
I think it depends the situation, to be honest.
Yeah.
But in that situation, it was unusual because other boys, they had.
Okay.
And we were only two, if I'm not wrong, training with the first team. So the other boy, he had the pre-contract. I didn't. And some other boy had the pre-contract, not training with the first team. So I was like,
something's up.
What's going on? And then I would ask the agent why I don't have it. And he used to say, I'm sorry, they don't want to do it with you. I need to find another situation for you. I need to find somewhere else for you to go. I was like, this is weird. And then I met my friend, one of my best friends, who was the goalkeeper. And he spoke with his agent to find out about it. And then it came out that basically the team would speak with him. I was underage, so the team would speak with him. And for my contract, he would ask more money.
From the team?
Yeah. And to me, he would say the team doesn't want to make a contract with you. So because he wouldn't get the money, I wasn't getting the contract and living with 20 euro per week. And at that point for me it was, this is not for me, because I consider myself like a good guy. And I was like, my dad was right, this world is not for me. But then I met good people as well. Unfortunately, I didn't give up and I achieved, But it was tough.
I can imagine. But also, I can imagine you're not the very first football player for
and
this to happen.
Be the last.
Can you imagine the other stories, right? But also, look, I know you're already thinking about future. I know especially younger players and their future. I know you have a stake in an app called Gather, which helps simplify investing, for savings, for young people as well. And that's the part, I think, it's for young people as well. Understanding something in England for me is money literacy. We don't have enough of it, even for people who are quite wealthy. No one knows how to spend their money or save their money. When you're now at this point in your career where you've got your assets in a good place, and then now you're seeing young kids rolling in like a Ferrari, or like, do you know what I mean? Because I've never seen you as that guy. I mean, I've looked at your socials and stuff. You're not the guy running around in 7 Bentleys or anything like that. But like, what goes through your mind when you see that?
I need to be honest here.
Be clear, man. Be honest. Be straight. Like,
I struggle to see that, to be honest. I think I'm old-fashioned. I'm like, have you saved enough?
Yeah.
Because I think everyone has their own history, right? And for sure they worked hard, as we were speaking, to get at where they are. Yeah? And they deserve to enjoy it. But I think for me, it's all about balance. When you learn that it's all about balance, that you can enjoy this, but you need to look at this part as well. And maybe sometimes I feel that some people think they are better than other people. They are the other people because of the fame, money. Because of money, The way I think is not like that. Everyone is different, But for me, in my opinion, we will die. We will go to the same place, So why do you need to treat someone in a rude way? Why do you need to think that you are better than somebody else? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when
but
I speak like you think you are better.
Yeah, I guess can you understand though? Like if you're a young man and someone says here's 25k a week, it's hard to not want to buy. I don't know if you watched it. I was watching the David Beckham documentary, and David Beckham's like, I was buying my Porsche, I was buying this. Thankfully, he's a big brand, right? And his career after football is, you've seen it from the modelling to whatever.
How many is not him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And do you know about the percentage? Like the percentage
What is it?
So high.
What's the percentage?
I don't know the number exactly now because it keeps changing. But the percentage of professional footballers finishing their careers and going like
bankrupt,
it's ridiculous high, like ridiculous high. So that's when I think I really having that balance that you can enjoy, but because if you can do it, that makes you happy, do it.
But you're thinking about what happens if you break your leg.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what comes to my mind when I see those things, to be honest.
But do clubs help players like yourself and say, maybe you want to save your money here, or maybe you want to, you've been to 3 major clubs, Napoli, Chelsea, Arsenal.
I think could be done more.
Okay.
I think we have all the support, for everything. Maybe this part needs to improve. Maybe. I'm not sure, but could be. But the thing is, do they want to listen?
Yeah.
You know, because maybe they tried, didn't happen, and then maybe, we don't know the whole story.
But you talk about what you're talking about. For me is interesting because you talk about this really strong family support. Do you think that's important? Like that? I mean, but also how do you pick your family? How do you pick your friends? Because what I see with a lot of footballers is they can't try and keep it close with their friends for obvious reasons, people that they trust. But not everyone that you trust has your back.
That's for sure. That's why family is so important. We have like a huge example here. I don't think we will see Bukayo Saka like that.
Interesting.
Because his family is always with him. And I don't think your family who is close to you, who knows how much you suffer to get there, will want to see you wasting everything and throwing in the bin just to show off, So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so.
I want to take this back to Italy, and we'll wrap up very soon. Because we have a writer called James Horncastle. He's our Italian football writer, and he talks about playing for Napoli and how players that play for Napoli are treated like gods, and how insane football fans are in Napoli. I want to know what your thoughts are on playing for Napoli, because I've been to Napoli. That city is insane.
It's unique.
But the most passionate people I think I've ever met in the world.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. It's unique. What I had there, what I lived there, unbelievable. I will never forget. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to experience that city.
In what way?
That is just unique. Like even the way they drive. I swear. I went there and I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah, go on.
Got there. I went from Verona, a city really organized, Then I went to Naples. Got my car. Okay, let's go to the city. I'm driving, and then red. I stopped the car. But then everyone was speaking about like how dangerous it can be there and all this stuff. So I stopped the car. I'm looking at the lights, and then I look in the mirror, and I see this guy coming in my direction. I was like, oh no, he's gonna do me, And then I kept looking, and he was coming in my direction. I was like, oh no. And then he knocked on the window. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, can you open, please? And I was a bit scared.
Of course,
I was really
man.
young. So I opened this much. I was like, yeah. And he was like, I saw from your number registration that you're not from here.
Oh, wow.
So here in Naples, you don't stop at this one. You go. I was like, but it's red. He was like, no. He's in this road, you go. Don't stop. Look, you're making everyone wait.
That was your entry to Naples.
I was like, my goodness me, I swear to you, I couldn't believe it. I was
But
like,
you know,
okay. Then,
there's more.
then, so when I left and I went, and he realized was the new player.
Oh!
And he was like, no! Stop. I swear to you. Hey, I want to die. I was laughing so much, man.
He missed his opportunity.
Yeah. He told me to go, and then I went.
You know, this is interesting. Obviously, Victor Osimhen's killing it out there, smashing it. He's driving out of the stadium, and he just gets engulfed by fans around the car to the point where he was like, "Please, just leave me alone." What is it like playing?
No, you cannot ask that. You live in Naples. You play for Naples. You know what to expect. So if you want to go out and they love you, you need to be ready to give that love back. Otherwise, don't go out. Like, seriously.
Have you ever gone cloak and dagger and not make sure no one sees you?
Oh, yes, for sure. So you can do something, because it happened to me there. That was crazy.
What happened?
That was crazy. So I had a friend who came from Brazil to visit me, and he was like, "Oh, can we go in Central, just for coffee or something?" I was like, "Okay, let's go." But with the schedule, we forget about the days of the week. It was Sunday. It was Sunday, close to Christmas. The city was busy. When I say busy, it was busy. I got down there and I saw so much traffic and so much people. I was like, "What day is today?" And they were like, "Sunday." I was like, "Oh, no." It's like, "Okay, let's go." So I put him in front of me because it was too much. So I put him in front, head down, and walk. So we went to this place called Piazza Plebiscito. Yeah, I went there to show him. So he took some pictures and stuff. Then we went to the bar just beside there. So I went in the back, until that, okay, all good, safe.
No one's seen us.
Yeah, for until that moment. And then we had the coffee, we ate something, all good. Hat on, hood up, head down, and let's go. I leave the bar, okay? The guy who was working there...
What, the waiter?
Yeah, the waiter. He came out and he asked me for a picture outside on the street.
Do you not understand what's happening here, man?
But you have no idea. The road there is just how do you say, pedestrian?
Yes, pedestrian road. Yeah, pedestrianized area.
Yeah, so no cars. It's just like a road with shops and just people walking. I was like, "Why you didn't ask me inside?" And he was like, "I could lose my job." And I was like, "Okay, you come out of the bar and you're not going to lose your job or what?" Like, are you joking? Are you kidding me? Ask me inside.
We could do it discreetly, and now you're doing it in the fire pit.
Oh my goodness, it was dark because it was 5 o'clock. And I was like, okay, take the picture. When he asked for his mate to take the picture, the flash pops out. Bluff. I was like, "Oh, why you didn't turn the flash off?"
No, what happened? Did they spot you?
Are you joking?
Oh, mate.
Then it was like, "Who is it? Who 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 is it? Oh, Georgie!" Because they call me like this. Georgie, a picture, please, a picture, please. I was like, "Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Yes, of course." I could not walk. I'm not joking.
Really?
I could not walk. It was too much. At the beginning, my friend, he was filming it. He was like, "Oh, this is so much fun. This is so funny." Because he comes from my city.
Yeah.
And nobody knows that it's like this here, you know?
Not many people make it out of your city. Yeah.
Because I go there and I go around with flip-flops. I'm just Jorginho from there, you know? So he was amazed. He was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" And he was filming and filming and filming.
You're famous,
I was like,
bro.
"Oh yeah, you're having fun now. Wait now." And then more and more people would take picture and wouldn't even know it was me. I'm not joking.
They didn't even know who you were.
No.
They just take the picture.
And then because I could hear them, who is he? Who is he? And I was like, it was the picture, like, But they just knew it was a footballer from Napoli. We were there for half an hour.
Jeez, man.
Stopped half an hour. 40 minutes. 45 minutes. Then I was like, I looked at my friend. I was like, "You still having fun?" And he was like, "No, now it's getting too much." I was like, "Help me to get out of here."
Did you feel afraid, like a little bit?
No, zero.
They're good people.
Zero afraid.
Yeah.
No, zero. It was just like too much. Here, I was having cramps because I was like smiling like this all the time for the pictures. And then he was like, "Okay, I will try to help you." So he would come close to me to try to bring me like somewhere. They would push him away. I was like, "What are you doing? Let us take a picture of him." I was like, "Oh my goodness me." So we were about to call the police to help.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it was
Insane.
so full that I didn't have the space even, I don't know, to walk faster or like, no, I couldn't. And then I couldn't say no as well. I was there.
Yeah.
And fortunately, one of the ultras.
Yes. Oh, goodness me. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh wow.
So he came, he grabbed me, and he was like, "Enough!"
And when the ultras speak,
yeah,
everyone goes.
Ooh. I was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And then someone asked, "Hey, who are you? Let us take a picture of him." And then he said who he was. And I was like, no, enough. You leave him with his friends and with his family. Enough. He grabbed me like this, and he carried me like to the car. He had to go with me until the car. And then at the end, he was like, "Can we take a picture?"
Welcome to Napoli,
no
baby.
problem. Even till you saved me, no problem.
We always say it, like, and just very briefly, like James said, when people play for Napoli, they find it hard to leave because the hospitality, the people, it's intoxicating.
Yeah.
But then I imagine you in London now. It's like great, just
It's paradise.
Amazing. All right, let's finish on this one, right? In terms of the Premier League, who would you say the best player that you have faced in the Premier League is? Not an Arsenal player. The best player you have faced.
Oh, this is a good question. So many good players. Like in my position that I had to play against?
Let's do it. Someone
like any?
Yeah, any.
Could be a striker there.
Yeah, that was coming at you. Yeah, exactly.
Bah. My goodness me.
I mean, you can have more than one.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin De Bruyne. It's ridiculous. But I think Salah in that period, he was another level, wasn't he? I think that against me, yeah. I think, yeah. Still think I'd put Salah first.
Really?
Yeah.
He was ruthless that season, wasn't
that
he?
season
Everything he
was
touched.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You could not stop him. He was so strong, so powerful, so fast. His mentality, anything, however he would shoot, he would touch the ball would go away. So yeah, for me, that season he had was unbelievable. And then in terms of intelligence on the pitch, Kevin is another level as well. Another level. So hard to mark him because he's always in the right place, always on your shoulders. Like, where is he? Is he here now? No, he's there. Like, I think I'd say these two. Maybe I forget someone, but I don't think so.
Well, they're two very good players to be talking about, bro. I don't think you get much better than that. And many English fans will be saying, did he not play against Jude Bellingham? Look what he's doing in Spain. I know it was 2022, I think he played against Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, I played against him, yeah.
What is he like to play against? He's young. He was young, still a young player, but do you see why the world is now saying Jude Bellingham is a fantastic midfielder?
Yeah, probably yes, because he has so much potential, like so much, you know, at this age, with the personality he has, the physicality he has, the quality he has, he just has so much to grow. That will depend on him, on nobody else. All about his brain, how humble he will be to learn and to want more and more and more, you know. Let's see.
I love that. Let's end it there, man. Jorginho, absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us on The Athletic, man. This is always fun, bro.
Thank you very much.
If you like this video, click subscribe for more content like this. We'll be joined by the likes of David Ornstein, Matt Slater, Adam Crafton, Carl Anker, and plenty more through the season to bring you the inside track to the biggest stories in football. If you'd like to listen to the full episodes for free, search The Athletic Football Podcast wherever you get your podcasts from.